Next, let's queer up business, shall we? Club Q will reopen in new location with new vibe and be operated by shooting survivors.
New venue can be a small part in helping people heal.
Off of South Academy in Colorado Springs is the historic Satellite Hotel, and just through those doors will be a safe spot for the LGBTQ+ community called the Q.
We believe by choosing to do a new location and a new venue at a different spot in this city, without the tragedy, without everything that's happened to it, we can build a bridge and allow people to meet on that bridge and start to rebuild this community.
That's the Vice President of Operations for Club Q, Michael Anderson. He says this location is going to be a little different. The biggest change is that it's no longer going to be a nightclub, but instead it's going to be a bar and restaurant.
Club Q was that, bump-in Saturday night dance club. The Q will be a bit toned down. I don't imagine we'll have as much crazy dancing going on.
Outside of Club Q on North Academy, a makeshift memorial still stands for the 5 people who lost their lives in the tragedy nearly a year ago. They are still building the permanent memorial that will remain outside of the original club.
We hope by turning this building into a proper gathering, sacred, solemn memorial place can foster peace and healing rather than, having at some point a club open, loud music playing, and also a memorial right next to it.
It has been nearly a year since the Club Q mass shooting in Colorado Springs that left 5 people dead and injured, over a dozen. Club Q was a designated safe space for the LGBTQ+ community in Colorado Springs for 20 years, but has been closed since the tragedy. While Club Q officials initially said they would remodel the original building, they now say they're moving to a new location, the Satellite Hotel in southern Colorado Springs. The new venue will be known as the Q. The biggest change is the new spot will no longer be a nightclub, but instead a bar and restaurant that will host drag shows and other events. It will be managed and operated by survivors of the shooting. The owners are offering former Club Q staff to join the Q as they work to build a new team. They plan to build a permanent memorial on the original site and make it a place where people can come and honor the victims of the tragedy. The Q is expected to open the end of this year. This is super special to give jobs to the survivors, and especially since they know, what transpired. It gives this beautiful sentiment to this new location, and then not only that, but to memorialize, those victims that had passed. I think this is a beautiful sentiment. I've never heard of anything like this happening, so it's new, and it's a way to bring new people, to the establishment. So congratulations.
Yeah. This is yet another example of the ways in which our community continues to thrive and survive even after a devastating tragedy.
There's a word for that.
Best of luck to the Club Q, the new Q people.
Yeah, the word for that is resilience.
Yeah.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have to be resilient, especially during the times that we're going through right now with all the legislation that's happening, the violence, everything. And luckily we have each other, and we're trying to go through this as best as we can. But it's just unacceptable that even now the shootings are still happening. And I'm just happy to see that even despite the shootings, people are still out there thriving.
What I really love about our community is the resilience. Unfortunately, after that happened, they had a lot of scholarships that they made in the name of—
I got one of them, actually.
Yeah, you got one of them.
I got one of them, yeah.
And, these are such horrible things to happen, but at least we're making name for these people who unfortunately went through these horrible events.
We're saying their names, we're honoring their legacy, we're trying to make them not die in vain, basically, and have some sort of purpose to something that's so senseless.
I applaud the decision to reopen in a different place. In my opinion, you just can't open a dance club on a site like that.
Oh,
it's essentially, it would essentially be dancing on graves. It's just too personal. It's too emotional. So I'm really glad they're gonna find a new spot, because we can't let hate win, and we must carry on, whether it's in our advocacy or our brunch. We must carry on. So this is a really great story. Tangentially, Pulse nightclub, that site, I believe the Pulse Foundation or the city has bought the land of where it was, and it's going to be turned into a memorial as well. So this is 2 pieces of really good news, and I wish Colorado Springs the best. I can't wait to see the opening video, and we will certainly cover that when we come back in the new year, for sure. And I look forward to a celebration. You can find celebration in sadness. You can grow out of that and bloom into something beautiful. So thank you to the survivors of Q for pressing on, not just for, because it's got to be hard for them. You know, it's got to be PTSD to go back even into that environment, whether it's a gay nightclub, a straight nightclub, to go back into that afterwards and to run it and to own it and to help our community thrive and to get over your own trauma. It shows so much courage.
Right by the bullhorns, honestly.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for doing that.